Okay guys, you will not believe what I just found. We have just got an insider look into more details about how to build your character in Honkai Star Rail. So what my plan is for this video, I'm going to dedicate this video to teaching you guys how, what the absolute most fundamental ways to progress your character is. It's actually very similar to Genshin, believe it or not, but there are a lot of different stuff here that we're going to cover that's very different from Genshin. So the absolute most important thing that you need to do is level up your characters first, and the maximum you can level up your character is around 20 before you can actually ascend your character, right? So the game will provide you in-game materials to level up your character, but then once you reach level 20, it will max out. It's like sort of like a soft cap, and that way you can give the game even more in-game materials to ascend your character to level them up even more. The maximum level for each character right now is around, I think it's 80, and every time you level up your character, you get an increase in your overall stats. Also note that you can't level up your character to the max without leveling up your account level first, aka your Trailblaze level. And this is very simple. You can just increase that through regular in-game content, I believe, through just fighting enemies, doing side quests, doing main quests, simple stuff. So let's move on to traces. Traces are basically your character skill tree, and each node on the tree has an ability to upgrade your stats of that specific character. They provide stats, they can provide an extra passive ability to your character, and it can enhance your overall skills of that character. So for example, their basic skill, their ultimate, stuff like that. And I'm gonna show up on the screen an example of a skill tree, specifically Himiko's skill tree, best girl. So now we're gonna get onto the juicy stuff. Eidolons are basically the celestial tree from Genshin, but this time we call it eidolons. Each character has 6 eidolons to upgrade, and each one provides a different bonus. Eidolon upgrades can be unlocked by obtaining duplicates of that said character. So if I summon for Himiko, for example, and get 2 copies of her, I can upgrade her eidolon by 1, since there is only 1 duplicate of her. And if I get her again in a summon, I can upgrade her eidolon once more to tier 2, and so on. You can also obtain characters through in-game missions and events. That way it'll provide the same duplicate as if you actually summoned her. The only exception to this is the main character, since you can only obtain their upgrades through missions and account level rewards. Now let's go over light cones. This is where things get a little complicated, so sit back, focus, lean in your chair, whatever you want to do. I'm going to go over this as fluently as possible. Light cones act as equipment, weapons to be more specific. All characters can equip light cones, and they provide stat bonuses to the character that equipped it. You can also upgrade and ascend light cones all the way up to level 80, just like you can with your character. Now what makes light cones cool is that they have their own ability tied to each one, and these abilities act as a sort of passive bonus tied to one of the 7 paths, right? So we already went over the paths. I talked about it in my last video, but if you don't remember what they are, it's the destruction, the assassin, the iridescent, etc. All light cones can be equipped by any character, but only characters corresponding to the light cone's path, aka destruction, assassin, whatever, will be able to get to use the light cone's ability. So if you have a light cone of destruction and a character of destruction, you will get to use the light cone's ability. And I'll provide an example on screen. Bam! Now the final way to progress your character is through relics. Relics, once equipped, will also provide your character with an increase of stats. However, this time, relics provide the most amount of stat increase. There are a total of six relic types. Head, which focuses on HP. Hands, which focuses on attack. Body, which focuses on defense. Feet, which focuses on speed. The necklace, which focuses on elemental damage and energy restoration. And finally, articles, which provide crit rate / damage, effect resistance, effect hit rate, and HP healing bonuses. Relics also have substats, but they're kind of randomized, so one might be like better than the other depending on which kind of build you're going for. You just have to get lucky. You can also level your relic rarity from 1 to 5 stars. The higher the rarity, the more bonuses you get. I'll also provide an example on screen, boom, plus a datasheet showing the currently known sets and effects. So that is how you build your character, or progress your character. I'm probably going to make a video providing this build kind of thing, depending on what like character you want, depending on what kind of build you want to go for. I'll put that eventually once I actually get into the beta, or once, you know, if I don't get in the beta, once I actually get into the game, I'll make a video very similar to that. But in the meantime, that's it. That's all you're going to get to know for now. See ya.